So a little bit different setup this week or this block is we're then going to separate our agility, plyo, and conditioning. So um, all assistants or Coach Breezer will be able to kind of walk through them a little bit after talking with him. I'm going to make it a little bit more structured and pull back some of the conditioning type levels, and then also allow for more time for true skill development and progression throughout. So this is a little open based upon skill level and how much time needs to denote to it. So I didn't offer specific sets and reps. That that will be a little bit more open for what they're able to kind of do, and the competitive level or what weather then allows. Day one, what I would like to focus on though is our plyometric focus, multi-directional jumps, single leg hops. We're looking at deceleration, control of that knee. This is our all-encompassing ACL prevention. I really like to do our single leg hops in unison and off of a clap. You can have everyone line up on the sidelines, say, hey, we're going to be our stable leg on our left. On my clap, everyone's going to jump and land in a power position on their right leg only. No jumps, no bouncing around, good balance. And then I would then call out, okay, good reset. And then we would then hop back. This allows for the coach to watch everyone at once. It allows to pick out the individuals who have poor balance. It allows everyone, regardless of skill, they still have to be balanced on one leg and have control. I think you'd be surprised how many individuals, once they catch on one leg, can't hold it without touching their opposite foot for more than 5 seconds. So we're looking at pure balance, core stability, and knee control for that as well. If they do have extra time and it is starting to go well, I offer up a competition, have them start on the sideline, have them start on the end zone, wherever you're at, have about 20 yards of distance, and then they will do lateral skater hops for that 20-yard distance. So if I'm facing one direction, I'm only jumping off of my left leg, landing on my right, reset, jump on my left, land on my right, for that distance, and whoever can complete it in the least number of jumps then would win. So this is pushing them for more of a distance versus height. It's focusing on a control aspect. If you would like to, you can say, hey, if you touch with that opposite foot, then you reset back to the original. So we're focused on good mechanics, perfect jumps. So even if it is a smaller distance, we still then get 4 or 5 jumps in a row that are good explosive, good deceleration, good catch, good knee control. I really like that one to really focus on that ACL. The agility ladder, I always incorporate a forward, lateral, backward, and a single leg type movement. This is open-ended for it. That can be Ali shuffle, Icky shuffle, backwards Icky shuffle, slalom, machine gun, in and out, hops, double leg hops, single leg hops, 1-2 stick. There are a ton of different movements. If I need to lay out a word bank to go off of, I'm more than happy to. The other piece to try and catch in is find towards the end, try and find a new movement at the beginning of the block that at least 50% don't know. And I can absolutely help with that. I don't know what everyone's exposure is to agility ladders or movement mechanics. The biggest piece is to help them learn new movements. And with the new motor movement, as they develop, that puts everyone kind of on the same learning level, same capacity. And that has a high carryover into sport with just learning a new skill, because very rarely now in high school do athletes develop new movement mechanics, new skills. Everything is just building on and perfecting. But there's been a lot of data and research that shows the ability to learn a new skill later in life also develops in that development. So we'll go through that, usually spend a little bit more time on it. It slows the tempo down a little bit. So we always end on a well-known fast movement. Usually that's Icky shuffle, everyone can do lightning fast. 1 round through, 10-yard hard sprint, done, end it for agility ladders on the day. So you always end on a good note. There should be some time left, depending. If you do, let's do sprint buildups in on the track, sprint the straight, jog the curve, just kind of working on good positioning, and get a little bit of that conditioning aspect if there's time. Day 2, we focus more on speed starts. I really like lean fall runs. They're kind of a good staple with that. I really like to incorporate both right and left leg initial starts. With this, you can kind of implement more of that disciplinary action. Hey, not everyone on their right leg. Let's reset. Here's, a penalty. Go 5-10 yards back. Now we do a lean fall run for 20 yards instead of 10. So there's always something to pay attention to. There's always something to incorporate where everyone has to be firing on all cylinders, mentally and physically. With that, I also do a reaction base. So I do blind clap starts. We can do this with mountain climber position, scramble starts, push-up starts, lying on your back scrambles, lean fall run, whatever it is. Somewhere where you're standing behind them and then offer a whistle or a clap so that they have to react to that sound. That has a gigantic carryover into sport as far as you have to be 100% ready, good positioning, and then right as it goes, right as the play happens, whatever, the first hit, whatever it is, they have to be able to react explosively. So it's less on their time, but someone else's time. And that usually works really well with that. Like I have in here, you can incorporate a double cadence if you would like to add more of that mental aspect too. Same one, take that same concept, add it to competition partner starts, both react off sound. This really lends to the individual who has faster reactions. Usually pretty fun. Usually athletes like it quite a bit. So same competitive start, but now you add the addition to reaction. There's time we go to agility for cone drills. I like to hammer home pro agility or 5-10-5, where now it's a competition and they mirror each other. Okay, with this, you can still go off of a whistle. Everyone can go at the same time. You can implement it where you tell one side, everyone can see you which direction to go first, and then off the whistle they go. The other competitor there then has to react to the movement of the first athlete. Those are always fun pieces. Everyone is almost 100% on them, looking for that true competition, and it's easy to pinpoint good matchups versus bad matchups. You're allowed to kind of roam around a little bit and then work a little bit more on mechanics. Have everyone, hey, pause, stop, look at here. This is what I saw on this last one. Hey, we're sliding on the ends. We have poor change of direction mechanics. So this is what we need to focus on the next one. Same thing with that. I would alternate from doing all sprints to shuffles. Everything's a shuffle. Let's shuffle, back pedal, sprint. Let's do all back pedals, sprint forward, back pedal, sprint. Shuffle, shuffle, sprint, any variety you want. Again, offers a little bit more of that cognition where they have to pay attention and be in multi-directional type movements for that. In sport, not everything's linear, not everything's lateral. We have to then find a way to change direction to anything and everything. And so the more coherent and cognitive of that we can be in training, the higher transfer we'll then get. No conditioning for this day, as on day 2, we'll be doing a complex with a run, so they'll be getting their anaerobic capacity in the workout for that day. Day 3 is usually towards the end of the week where there's a high competition. So I like to push that. Day 3 is our competition day. Everything is fast. I really like going back to agility ladder with a 10-yard sprint. You have them in groups for however big the groups are, for however many agility ladders you have, it's totally fine. If it's 10 people, it's 10 people, it doesn't matter. Choose 3 movements. They have to get through each movement and a sprint back to the line. First group to complete it all. I say once you're done, sit down so I know who's done. Usually turns into a gigantic competition. The end point is you have to then practice the way that you want to compete. The footwork, when you say competition in agility ladders with a sprint, is completely different than the footwork of we're just doing agility ladders. And we're trying to get that competitive sense, that fast footwork involved. That also creates individuals to get a hard sprint afterwards because they have to get to the back of the line. I really like that with smaller groups because that makes that sprint out and to the back of the line much, much faster. And I really enjoy that. Afterwards, I usually lend something to the winning group. Hey, you choose the next patterns. You're the ones to beat. So it gives them a little bit more autonomy of what they want to do. Have them choose one pattern, you choose the other 2. Again, that creates a memory that they have to go through. If they don't do it correct, they have to start over. If they mess up the ladder, whoever messed it up has to start over, which means everyone behind them has to start over as well. If there's time, we can try and do band resisted starts for about 5 to 10 yards. These would probably be with the thicker bands. I believe they are green colored. They would wrap them around their waist. Um, Please teach the athletes to be respectful and not snap the bands onto each other. But we're looking for good forward lean positions, good knee drive, trying to get forward with that. One thing to really focus on is body positioning. If individuals are bending over at the waist too much, if there's too much tension, then we can do a lighter band and then you almost wrap it around their chest underneath their armpits for that to kind of help pull them upright as well. Based upon what their sprint mechanics look like, we might need to pull their hips underneath them a little bit or pull their chest up for a better 45-degree type position. If there is more time left over before that switch, I usually say devote that to anything else they need work on, something that we didn't quite get to, teach them a new agility ladder, have them do more single leg hops, add in more of a resistance type, injury prevention, ankle mobility, whatever it may be, kind of based on time. So again, these are a little bit more open-ended for how quickly the athlete then picks up to it, how involved they are. If everyone's going 100% on these agility ladders, awesome. If you utilize that for 10-15 minutes and then do 1 or 2 sets of band resistance start, great, because we're getting what we want out of the day as far as fast, competitive natured agility. So keep that in mind. I'm really excited for these. I think it does offer a little bit more autonomy to then teach proper mechanics so it's not quite as rushed. We have 1 to 2 goals per session to mark it as a good quality agility work, good quality speed work, good quality plyometric movement mechanics.